machine. Yeah. Chris Keys, Monday morning, doing a first look at the Dr. Z, new Z Plus. You might be wondering, hey, you know what was that song John was trying to play there on the front? That was a loving homage to the great Joe Walsh, who actually collaborated with the good doctor, Dr. Z, in building this amp. Joe Walsh had been using a Moz 8, and he wanted something with a little more headroom. In fact, he was very specific. The good doctor told me, he said, Joe Walsh called after the last Eagles tour, and he wanted a new amp to use on the tour and suggested a design using a parallel single end power section. Now, I don't know what the hell that is. I'm not a, I'm not, do you know, Chris?
No.
No, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Doctor, I'm not an engineer. Anyway, it resulted in a 2 6v6 arrangement with a custom designed output transformer made for this amp. In short, and there's lots of other really great goodies to it. Like, first of all, there's a lush reverb that gets you everything from subtlety to absolute surf riffs. There's a half power switch that removes one of the 6v6s from the power section, going from 7 to 15 watts. So he says it's kind of like a Champ or a Princeton in one package, which is great. Because there's times you get, right now we're on the half setting because the full setting is loud. But I love having that option. You can kind of tailor to the hall. I've got a bunch of different amps, and it's so satisfying when you go to a gig and you've got just the right wattage for the situation. It's like wearing just the right coat for the weather. You know what I mean? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm following along.
I'm sure you're with me. Other goodies include a variable boost foot switch that gives you everything from a slight to a full overdrive. And there's an effects loop which is buffered. So it takes pedals with no perceptible alteration. And again, Walsh, when he wanted this amp, he wanted kind of a cleaner platform than we had with the Moz 8 because he likes to run pedals with his amps. So he gives you that option. Other goodies include, this one has a Celestion Alnico Blue speaker, so it has a little more sparkle, but you have an option of a ceramic Eminence Z12 that they had designed specifically for it. And it has a cut control, which is kind of a tone control for the output tubes. He says it's basically a high pass filter similar to the cut control used on a Vox. So why don't I just kind of show you what some of this stuff
see what's on the front panel.
Yeah, let's look. Okay, front panel. Here we go. And as you see, we came in a little hot. It had basically everything in the middle, including the master. But with this variable boost, I love this because you've got that easy knob right there. Give you everything from just a slight boost. Very cool. And I love the way Dr. Z really thinks about players. Like, this is so cool. You could actually tap that with your foot. You could actually roll that with your foot if need be. And he gives it a nice long chord. You know, he like thinks about it's little stuff like that. Even the power chord on this is really long. So I like that he's thinking about practical things that musicians want. One practical thing you might consider, and again, this is just a dumb thought, but when you do engage this boost, you get a lot more of that verb. The verb goes up quite a bit. So it would be great if there's also a foot switch for the reverb. Something to think about down the road, but this is a brand new amp. Okay, dig this verb while we're talking about verb. But when you turn on this, it kind of gets away from you. So, I'd love it if while you're changing your tone with your toes, you'd have that as well.
Maybe for the Z++.
The Z++. And maybe it's a dumb idea. I don't know. Other things, okay, let's look at this. Speaking of effects and such, I've got the T-Rex delay in the effects loop. But I do like the option of an effects loop. It just delays sound good like that. You know, when I put on some single coils, I've got this old P90 54 Les Paul. Let's see what that does in here. Turn off that delay, so let me put on full power for a second. I'm sorry, you know what? That was full power. Sorry. That was full power where we had it. Okay, let me put on half power. Just a good, clean tone. And just to show you how well it takes pedals, take this. That's just with my.
I was gonna say, what pedal is this? So people.
That's a Power Screamer, one that I've by a company called Homebrew. I've got like 4 of them. I love that overdrive. Really nice. I mean, it takes pedals well, but I love being able to combine that with that variable boost as well. So it's a great design. And do you hear that? Neither do I. It is so quiet. Even with these aren't particularly, these are 63-year-old pickups. They're not particularly quiet. But man, this thing is just great. I mean, it's really just a joy to play. And it's a tight little small package when you're carrying your own gear. The other ingredients there are tubes. There's 4 12AX7s, 1 12 AT7. The rectifier is a 5AR4. On back there's options for 4, 8, or 16 ohms. The buffered effects loop that we talked about. Let me see if I'm missing any other ingredients. That's it. But it's a true Class A amp. And maybe that's why it's so loud for its limited wattage. I mean, that's a loud amp. We're talking about only 7 to 15 watts.
You did say it needed headroom.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I watched, I was kind of on a Joe Walsh wormhole. I saw him on Conan playing, it must have been it was a Black Dr. Z, I couldn't see, but it was right behind him. I think he was plugged straight in doing Rocky Mountain Way, and it sounded it sounded like Joe Walsh, so you can't beat that. And anyway, Joe Walsh is one of those artists that really, kind of a genius guy, you know. He, like, for instance, he built that talk box that he used on that song. He built that. Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
Yeah, I think I don't know if he has like an engineering background or is just a really smart guy. Whatever it is, it's a very cool collaboration that he and Z talked that language and came up with this killer amp. I mean, Dr. Z came up with it, but it was Joe's, idea what he needed.
So essentially, us mortals get to enjoy the fruits of their labor.
Yes.
And extensive research.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Let's put on a telly. We're about out of time, but let's see what this thing does.
I figure you're gonna go with the Strat. Give me some Funk 49.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, you know what? That would have been cool.
Would have been.
Oh, you know what? Why don't I show you a little bit before we move on? Show you a little bit what the cut does. Let's bring it all the way up.
So that's all the way.
Man, I kind of like it there. Tellies can kind of get away with you with bottom end. I mean, with high end, but man, I like that sparkle. Also, this thing has so much bottom end. I almost kind of like that rolled down a bit. Particularly when you're turning the... Let's just dime this pig. Bring that back a bit. Wow, man. How great is that? Just dimed all the way up with the overdrive. Machine our way out of here, Chris Keys. Till next time.